fun. It was a big challenge because we thought we're making a movie inside the mind of a little girl. This should be the biggest set we've ever built, bigger than the space set we built for WALL-E or the ocean for Finding Nemo. This little girl's mind is the most vast, right? So
and that was one of the distinguishing things at the beginning. We said, this is the mind, not the brain. So we're not going to do blood vessels and dendrites and things. We're going to do kind of these made-up spaces of where do dreams come from and subconsciousness and, you know, all these ideas, which, so we started just by making a big list and thinking, what would be fun to play with? What would be an interesting set? Things like abstract thought, you know, that was one for sure. We wanted to make sure that we went there. So, you know, it was a great chance for us to explore areas that everyone has been to before, but no one's seen. So everybody's been there in their own head, but they've never seen it visualized the way we've been able to do it. I thought of Joy being the lead because that seemed like something we could get behind. Because we all want to be happy in our lives. We want our kids to be happy too. That seems like most people's goal in life.
It's rootable, right?
Yeah. And yet, life is not like that. And when you've encountered disappointment and loss and so on, that's where sadness comes in. At the same time, you don't really want to feel sad. So, you know, that's what we were playing around with Joy's arc in the film and her knowledge, what she comes to learn, the sort of value and use of sadness.
It felt like they were two characters that wouldn't understand each other. That felt fun,
exactly.
like you could craft something out of that, you know? I don't know. I think part of it is that we've never really thought of these movies as being for kids. You know, we don't really think of animation as just something for kids. We're not necessarily trying to make something not for kids, but we grew up on the Disney animated movies of the past, and we've always thought they were pretty sophisticated and really great stories. And so I think our point of departure on these films at Pixar is just make a film that we would want to go see. Tell a compelling story. Obviously you want to make it fun and really funny and with a lot of things for kids and for families, but we're really, I guess, just thinking about ourselves, and that happens to, so far, anyway, this is our 15th picture, seems to kind of work for a broader audience, so we kind of like that lane that we're in.
It's funny because in one sense, I'd say it's pretty similar. I mean, Jonas and I both got to work on Toy Story. I was there from before there was an idea for it, and watching this film grow versus that one, they're very similar in our approach. I think the company has grown quite a bit. Obviously now we're part of the Disney family as well, and so there's been a lot of changes, but you know, change is often a very good thing. And I think ultimately at the foundation, it's the same type of creative approach and real focus on story.
Yeah, we're always looking to tell a really great story. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's our goal on every film from Toy Story to now. But with that, it's like really thinking about great characters that you would want to spend time with. We talk a lot about that, and places that you'd want to go. And I think it's a director-driven studio. The ideas come from the directors, and then we rally around them to make them. So in a weird way, each film is a little bit of a self-portrait. They're sort of personal stories, and whether they're based on family or observations or things you've experienced, I don't know. I feel like there's a little element of truth to all of them, even though they're fantastic and, you know, out of this world. They're homemade, and they come from everyone at Pixar, and we're really proud of them.